A revolutionary. Say whoa. Trap revolutionary. Got the wave it too scary. Doing this thing like Malcolm ain't by any means necessary. We ain't got it by no one seen hand. We got the master plan. Get the movement going on. Right here where we stand, man. We bucking and stumping, fist pumping. Even though they tried to set us up for failure and kill us, we keep on coming. That's why somebody gotta step up and say something about the bullshit. Because if not, the blind gon' keep leaving.
What's going on, y'all? I want to do this video real quick. Man, kind of like just talk about some investing. You know, I just think about how, you know, it's a lot of us, you know, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, try to invest and make money. A lot of gurus online, you know what I'm saying, got the you know, online platforms about investing and, you know, making money, stuff like that. You know, I listen to a number of people, man, and it made me think about, you know, I got, you know, a brother named Aristotle Investments, you know, Honey Drip Network or whatever. Listen to Wall Street Trapper or Earn Your Leisure, you know what I'm saying? And I kind of got an inside, you know, kind of like an inside joke, I guess, to myself, you know what I'm saying, really. But, you know, Aristotle, he kind of the fiery brother, younger brother, you know what I'm saying? He like, shit, if you don't like me, fuck, you know, F it, you know what I'm saying? You know, F it, you know, fuck it. If you don't like me or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Wall Street Trapper, he more like, you know what I'm saying? You know, I love y'all. You know, he got a good spirit too. He always like, I love y'all, man, you know, in the videos or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Talking about investment, then, you know, like, Earn Your Leisure, more like, you know, they trying to get the money. They trying to get to it, you know what I'm saying? So it's like with Aristotle, he like, fuck y'all, you know what I'm saying? Wall Street Trapper, like, I love y'all. And then I just think about like Earn Your Leisure, they like, shit, we just want the money, you know what I'm saying? So I just think about it, man. But yeah, everybody there, you know what I'm saying, that's, you know, online trying to help brothers make money, man. You know, so I try to take advice, you know, from all of them, even the brother, you know, Chris Sane or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But one thing, they probably do mention it, but I haven't really seen them just like really stress. Man, when you start, you know, especially like, you know, with me, I'm doing options or whatever, trade. When you start, man, making that money, yeah, I mean, it feel good. You know what I'm saying? But losing though, like, man, I'm telling you, hey, that, and I think not only that, man, is talked about. I think what it really needs to be stressed is the psychology of like, you know, you're gonna lose some money, you know what I'm saying? And not to feel so disheartened about it, but to actually try to, you know, try to be, you know, encouraged, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you really trying to do something, you know what I'm saying? Because, man, like, you know, I done took some big losses, and it's like, man, I'm laying in bed like, dang, man, like, you know, man, I feel bad, you know what I'm saying? I lost all this money, and you know what I'm saying? Like, dang, what I'm gonna do now? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I don't even know. I ain't get this, man. I'm gonna leave it alone, you know what I'm saying? But I find myself just trying to perfect my strategy, you know, my setup and what I'm doing, you know, looking at everything. You know what I'm saying? I'll talk to a brother today, you know what I'm saying? I end up making a good profit today, you know what I'm saying, from the market or whatever, you know, trading metal. But you know, just saying it, I just think about, you know, I would say for people out there that's trading and trying to, you know, really get in the trade, man, just learn how to make, you know, I would say it's not to be, well, I'm just getting here to make a whole bunch of money. Look, I think this is, like I said, which I don't think they, some of the brothers, you know what I'm saying, that talk about investing, don't look at it as to you just trying to make money. Look at it as, hey, I'm trying to gain a skill. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to get a skill that will reward me for, you know, for acquiring. You know what I'm saying? And being able to have another stream, a source of income. You know what I'm saying? Because like today, I literally made, like, just in a matter of, and I'm not kidding when I say this, in a matter of like 3 to 5 minutes, I made my weekly salary. You know what I'm saying? I doubled it in 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's the power of it. You know what I'm saying? Like the brother Chris Sain says, it's the law of large numbers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, one contract could bring you $100, but if you can get 100 contracts, you know what I'm saying? That's like 10,000. So it's like, you know, that's what it is. So if you do have a winning strategy and you perfect your technique, you know, so instead of you making $100 a day, you can make $1,000 a day. Then you get enough money. You can make 10,000, 100,000 a day. So that's literally because it's based on how many contracts you can buy. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, you just add zeros. You know what I'm saying? If you buy one contract, you make 100. You buy 10, add another zero behind that $100, 1,000. If you can buy 100 contract, add some more zeros behind that. You know what I'm saying? That 1,000. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's basically what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look at it as, you know, gaining a skill. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, it's just like you putting a skill in your tool belt. You know what I'm saying? Just it's another way for you to better make, you know, a source of income. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's very important. But like I said, I think there needs to be discussed and needs to be talked about, like, hey, you know, be encouraged, and then, you know what I'm saying, if you take a loss, man, don't take it to heart so much. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just it's really part of it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just up to you to kind of, like, you know, of course you can mitigate your losses by, you know, placing stop loss and stuff like that. Also, you know what I'm saying, you get in the trade and you see you're in the green, you know, take your profit. Instead of, you know, go out, which I do. I scalp. Like, I be really, really scalping. I can place my trade on. I you know, basically say, okay, I don't want you to lose more than 50 cents per contract, right? So that way I can kind of, the trade can kind of swing low a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Have a chance to swing low before taking me out, then go back up. And when I see it's going green, I see I'm getting money, you know what I'm saying? I go in there and set it, hey, I don't want to lose no more than 5 cents right now per contract because it's up. So I don't want, if it come back down, you know what I'm saying, even any more than 5 cents, it's taking me out. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm profitable, you know what I'm saying, I'd have made, you know, what would you start going up, you know, my contracts gain value, you know what I'm saying, $1 or whatever, you know what I'm saying, per contract. So like, shoot, now I'm up. I'm not gonna let you come back down to 50 cents, no more than 5 cents. I go in there and immediately set an order, hey, take me out, you know what I'm saying, so I can take my profit. So, you know, in saying that, man, like I said, I think we really can, man, like, use, like, trading is, and that's why I would say, look at it as you're gaining skill, not to make money. You know what I'm saying? Of course, yeah, we all want to make big money. You know, I want big money too, but I'm like, man, I'm trying to perfect a skill. You know what I'm saying? You know, that will eventually, where it will, you know, it'll pay me. You know what I'm saying? I will make big money. You know what I'm saying? But that's the main thing right now, because I do real estate. But I was telling a friend earlier, I say, man, I need to have big money fast. You know what I'm saying? Not because real estate is a seed game. You know, so you literally have to, you know, you gotta, you know, purchase a home or whatever, you know, fix it up, and that's if you're doing a, you know, a fix and flip, or if you're, you know, renting, you know, buying a rental property. And then some people build, but it's a seed game because you gotta buy the property or buy the land, build, you know what I'm saying, or like renovating in the course of, you know, buying a rental property, you know what I'm saying, and then, you know, you gotta fill the property with a tenant. And in the case of you buying and building, you gotta, you know, actually, you know, sell the house, you know what I'm saying, to take your, you know, get your profit. So, you know, in saying that, I think that, you know, with investing, I think and then, you know, the thing about it though, it's really, it's really a part, it just needs to be a part of your life to where you just understand, you know, investing and what to do. You know what I'm saying? Even just a basically minute understanding, a basic understanding, you know what I'm saying, to an in-depth understanding. But I think everybody, you just got to have a basic understanding, man. You know what I mean? There ain't no way around it. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a basic understanding of investments and also, you know, trade. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, you know, especially like during pandemic or something happens, you know what I'm saying, where you can't work, you can trade, you know, or do something, in that regard. So, uh, yeah, I was just thinking about that tonight, man. I just want to say that because I like, man, I know some of the brothers don't talk about, man, how I feel like, man, you trade, especially if you got big money on the line, man, your heart feel like, well, I know me, heart feel like it's about to come out my chest. And I be like, man, especially if I lose, man, I ain't gonna lie. I be revenge trading. That's what you don't supposed to do. But I ain't gonna lie, I be like revenge trading sometimes. I be like, man, I don't like to take a loss. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to be able to get in, get my money, get out, and I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? If I can make, even if I only made 100, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with it. Only 100. You know what I'm saying? I have made way more. You know what I'm saying, a day. But and I stopped trading so much too. I used to try to trade every day. I stopped that. You know what I'm saying? Which I think that's a psychology behind. I think some of the people that may be trading and they're trying to do it every day, I think sometimes you can get tripped over your feet like that because like you're not giving it. I think there's what's called a period of rest. You know what I'm saying? They don't call it that, you know what I'm saying, in trade, but I think it should be a period of rest. It's kind of like you working out, right? I'm saying, you want to work out so many days a week or whatever, but your body going to eventually need rest during the week. You know what I'm saying? That work, that week of work or in stress you're putting on your body. Same thing with trade. I think you have to give it a moment of rest. You know what I'm saying? And also that helps you get more clarity. And then it's like you're not trying to just, you're not just chasing. You know what I'm saying? You're not chasing. It's like, okay, I'm gonna let this come to me. And then you get a feeling. And matter of fact, it's a sense of intuition too. I think that's not talked about. You know what I'm saying? I think one guy talked about it in trading and technical analysis by trading and technical analysis by what's the guy name? Can't think of his name right now, but trading and technical analysis, and they talked about that to where he said you kind of gotta. It's like an intuition aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? Where you can feel it, you can sense the stock finna go up or what the market's finna do. You really can. And I've done it. Like I'm like, okay, man, I feel it, man. I feel like immediate. I feel it. Then he finna pop. You know what I'm saying? And I make the investment and it go up. You know what I'm saying? Like, same thing with metal. I'm be trade metal like it's, I know what it's finna do. I got a sense like, man, metal finna pop today or finna, you know what I'm saying? Then I make my trade or whatever. I make my money on it and I chill. I just give it a moment of rest. I might just do one time. But this week I traded twice. It made, and that has helped me, and I actually made money both times. You know what I'm saying? Trade metal this week, decent money. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it made more than my my weekly pay. You know what I'm saying? Over 2 times over. You know what I'm saying? Just in 3 minutes. So I think that I think that like I said, doing that would be better than trying to trade every day and you're chasing. You know what I'm saying? So I think a good strategy to do, you know what I'm saying, is but study though. I would say that study, like when you're not trading, to be studying and like sharpening your skills. You know what I'm saying? And another thing too. I'm glad I'm talking about this because I'm thinking about Wall Street Trapper got so much money. Chris saying, where are you leaving? Man, that's another thing. One thing I talked to my homeboy Lamar, we talked about this today too. He said, man, one thing you can't do, you can't worry about how much somebody else is making. You know what I'm saying? You got to start out with what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like in the gym. I can't worry about what another man can live. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with me. I don't want nobody to worry about what I'm living. I'm going hard as I can. You know what I'm saying? So if you make $100 a day, every other day, or once a week, man, that's good. Because like I said, with the law of large numbers, if you learn how to do that, you can double that, triple it, quadruple it, and on and on. You know what I'm saying? Quantize it, or however you want to say it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you really can. You know what I'm saying? It's because it's the law of large numbers. You just keep putting zeros behind. If you only have enough money to buy one contract, eventually you have enough to buy 2. You know what I'm saying? Then you must eventually have enough to buy 3. And so on and so forth. 10, you know what I'm saying? 100, then on and on. You know what I'm saying? So I think that, but yeah, I think that those are certain things that need to be talked about. The side, which are like some people do, but some of the I think some of our people, that's like I said, the brothers that's into talking about trading, investing, I think should talk more about the psychology. Like you got to, man, have your mind, you know what I'm saying, like, hey, you are going to face some adversities and also some uncertainty, you know what I'm saying, and different stuff like that. So, I just think that's the main thing you have to understand and just try to you just gotta just try to act, just have that mindset to where like, oh yeah, I know that, what I'm saying, I'm a probably sometimes, yeah, I might, I might take a loss, but at the same time, if I don't trade so much, I have a greater chance at profiting and just, I have a greater chance at trying to trade and not take a loss because I'm not over trading. You know what I'm saying? Because you trade every day, you got a chance to take a loss. That's a loss 5 days a week. But once or twice a week, you know what I'm saying, you lower your chances, you know what I'm saying, because you only trade once or twice. So I would say that, maybe consider, if you out there, if you are trading, you know what I'm saying, consider once or twice a week until you get to where you feel like your confidence is up to where you can trade like just, at a moment's notice, you know what I'm saying? You trade every day or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I think the psychology is needed, like I said, which somebody I had listened to mention, like, you don't have to trade every day. You know what I'm saying? Because you can act literally trade and also end up making the money to where, you make so much to where that one trade will cover, of 5 days of trade. You know what I'm saying? Because that one trade is going to make you enough money to cover what you cover, you know what I'm saying? You're covered during the week. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm sorry about that, my camera. Oh, lightning fell. But yeah, when y'all I said if you out there and you trade, I think you can. Like I said, you can make more, you can make a lot more by trading less. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you just have less risk of taking a loss if you're trading less. You know what I'm saying? But you'll end up making more, you know what I'm saying, by taking that focus approach. You know what I'm saying? You're focusing and putting your energy, you know what I'm saying, into a trade setup. You know what I'm saying? You pretty much done studied all week, or you've been studying and trying to perfect that technique so you can recognize the trade and to take it. You know what I'm saying? When it's time to take it. And that'll help you build confidence too. You know what I'm saying? Because you perfected your skill to where you know what to do and when to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I took a trade on Meta today and I saw it, going from like, it topped out at, it topped out at 742 today, but it was low. It was like started out 733 and it went up, shot up. But I saw it already up at like, it was 738, and I was like, okay, I think it's gonna go up a little more. The high was 742. I think it got room to kind of still run a little bit, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead. What I see, you know what I'm saying, see a doji candle or whatever right after a bullish candle, and I was like, okay, it's probably just has a moment of indecision, but I think it's gonna go back up and metal run. So, as soon as I placed a trade, it ran up. You know what I'm saying, and then I got out in profit. But I just think that as a scalping technique, you know what I'm saying, and also another thing needs to be stressed too, which I don't see the brothers stress when you're doing an option trade and scalping. You know what I'm saying, it's best to use a weekly trade. You know what I'm saying, because you're not in it for the long term. You're just in it to get the money, see it run up right then, and get out. So a weekly trade is cheaper. It's a cheaper option contract to buy. You know what I'm saying? So I think that needs to be discussed. Like, hey, if you're scalping, if you're trying to get in and out, get your profit right then, do a weekly trade. You don't have to do a trade that's a regular, standard option, contract. So, I think that needs to be said as well. Do a weekly trade. It's going to, cost less. Also, like I said, it's specifically for, which I would say for scalping. It's weekly trade. You trying to get in and out anyway. In a 2 or 3 minutes, 3, 4, 5 minutes, and get out of there. So you don't need to buy a regular option contract, a standard option contract. You know what I'm saying? You trying to just get your money be gone. So weekly contracts are good for that. And if you are scalping, I think you just gonna have to. I think you're gonna have to trade stocks that have weekly option contracts. Which are non-standard option contracts. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I don't want to get on here and say that. I think, it's a way to gain a skill. To where, you can make money. Then, if you on a job, if you trying to find another source of income, or, you kind of ready to, you might not, want to stay on your job. You you really want to get all the way into it where you have a source of income coming in besides having to work. I think options is one of the ways. Options, have knowing and understanding options or whatever. I think that's a way. That's one of the ways to actually earn the income. Then like I said, you gaining a skill. Then that segues into other things. Other investments and trading other commodities or whatever. Getting into certain ETFs, investments, possibly even futures, whatever, understanding that. So, that's where I'm going with. I'm just learning right now, just gaining this skill, and then I'm eventually, learn how to trade, other things, possibly commodities, like I said, futures, maybe Forex or whatever, So, I believe that may be something that I will add to my repertoire, the skills, in investing, trading. So, but yeah, like I said, man, I think that those are things that need to be talked about very much so, man. The psychology of it, not overtrade, which some brothers do, not overtrade, but it has to be discussed about how you feel too, man. Because like, man, you can feel like, man, the world. You're like, dang, man, like, why me? Especially when you lose, like, man, this BS, you know what I'm saying? And also, why you trade? You really want to, you betting on the stock to go up or go down, however, man, you don't want to lose money. Man, shoot, man, you be like, man, tripping like a mother. Well, I do, you know what I'm saying? Feel like my heart about to come out my chest, man, sitting up here watching this stock, seeing it's going to go up and down. But it's a great feeling when you feel like, hey, my analysis of this stock was correct, and it went up like I thought it was gonna do by me watching the charts and understanding, certain movements, price action of the stock, So, I think that's, it is. It's very rewarding, when you can understand it and you actually, your research, your analysis was end up being on point and you make money. Well, and that's whether if it goes, you had a call and it went up, or if you placed a put on the trade, or the stock saying the dollar was gonna go down. So I think that's something that is also, like I said, it's positive. If you can perfect that skill, man, and and eventually make money, from that skill, But I think we all, like I said, just a rudimentary understanding of stocks and investment, trading or whatever. I think is very necessary, because you're gonna have to live on some type of money, later on in your life, or you get older, or you passing down, which the brother Aristotle Investment said, you're like, or you can pass those stocks down, to your your children or whatever, So it's something that, you can actually leave wealth, to your children, through the stock market, I just think that's something that we should, understand and try to, just study, and have an understanding of, Just, I think it's part of, our overall development, and you know, I think it should be actually a part, a necessary part of your life. Just knowing how to invest, knowing basically like rudimentary understanding of investment. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even trading, along with that. So, and I probably will show like a screenshot of the trade I made, and also how I got into it, and where I entered the trade at, what I saw, what I'm saying, and how it ended up running up, what I'm saying. But yeah, I just want to get on here and say that, man, because I don't think, I think some of the, like I said, some of the gurus, they talk about it, but not to that extent where like, hey man, this how you gonna, like, telling you this how you gonna feel. You got that big money online, you don't put, so many hundreds of dollars in the options contracts, and you trying to see if it's gonna go up and down, man. Your heart, well, I know my heart be feeling like about to come out my chest. I be like watching it like a hawk, you know what I'm saying? And you take a loss, man, and sometimes you do, man, it feel bad. Like, you feel bad. Like, man, this, man, like, dang, what happened? You know what I'm saying? I thought it was gonna be this, or and I ain't want to lose that money, man. Now, God dang, man, you know what I'm saying? This is BS, but I said how exhilarating it is when you do win, and like I said, your strategy and your setup, you planned it, you know what I'm saying, right, and it actually manifested. It actually, the trade actually, you know what I'm saying, went in the direction that you thought it was gonna go in, or that you forced, saw, you know what I'm saying, you forced, saw it to go, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, it does, man. It really feels good. But I said, I think it needs to be talked about, that aspect of it, how you gonna feel, like you gonna, yeah, it's you gotta have heart. Like, some people just don't. They like, man, I don't like the way I can't, feel like. Some people like, oh, it's, you throw your money away, you gambling, but it's not gambling. You're actually making an investment based on a actually analytical analysis or analytical decision, you know what I'm saying, of that stock. You know what I'm saying? The price action of that stock is basically what it is. You're saying, hey, I'm saying that based on my technical analysis and the prior action of the stock, or the way basically the price action, which the stock moves historically, and what I'm saying, present in present tense as well, how it moves, I think it's going to go up. And then also, like I said, it's based on technical analysis, not just gambling. Gambling, you don't have no understanding, it's just a blind bet. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? Trading is based on news. You may have news come out, or earnings, you know what I'm saying, about the stock, positive or negative. You know what I'm saying? You can have analysts from certain companies, you know what I'm saying, JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, whatever, people from certain financial institutions saying, hey, I think, Meta's going to go up, or I think it's going to go down. I think earnings are going to be this. I think it's going, earnings are going to be that. And the stock goes up or down. You know what I'm saying? So from that news, you make a, educated, informed choice or decision to say, hey, I think the stock's going up. Or I think the stock's going down. You know what I'm saying? So it's not gambling. You actually have to analyze things to make these, investments. You know what I'm saying? So I think that has to be understood as well. You know what I'm saying? You just can't leave it to, to chance, and like, oh, well, I think it's gonna go up, but you ain't did no research. You know what I'm saying? And that's a quick way to lose money. And that's even what I had stopped doing, because I'm like, okay, I ain't researching really, but I think it's gonna go up, and I'm just gonna shoot some money at it, and be thinking like, dang, dang, man, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It ain't, sometimes it may not go your way. It may go different, but it's like, dang, I'm gonna throw this money out there. I'm gonna throw this money at the market, and that's the wrong way to think about it. Even me, you know what I'm saying? That's what I was doing. Just like, dang, man, I think it's gonna forget it. I'm gonna just throw the money at it. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully it go up, or you be saying to yourself, well, shoot, if it go down, just go down, man. I did put my bid in. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's the wrong way. Like I'm saying, I'm not just talking to y'all, I'm talking to myself. That's the wrong way to think about it. You got to do that analysis. You have to, understand, perfect your skill while you're not trading. Because I said, I don't think you should. Every day, I find myself losing big time trying to trade every day. So I honestly don't even think you should try to trade every day. I think you should, like, give it a breather. You know what I'm saying? Give it a breather. study in between time. And I think when you have that information, like, man, I think you should use your intuition too. I honestly think you like, man, I'm thinking this stock is gonna blow today, or man, you know what? Or if you are, a trader that, you trade both ways, you like, well, I think the stock can go down. You place it, put to where you take it, you ride it down and make money. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, I just want to get on here and say that, man, because I just feel like that was relevant. To we all heard, we trying to make money, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we all, I don't know nobody that don't want to use the extra, even just if it's just $100 extra, put an extra $100 in their pocket. You know what I'm saying? So just gaining that skill of trade, man, it's it's very rewarding. You know what I'm saying? And I just, like I said, I want to get on here and talk about the psychological aspect of it. And I think you have to approach it. I would say I'm gonna say these things. Approach it, and first and foremost, as a skill that will help you generate an extra source of income, right? Two, you're not in it to just, I'm just gonna make a whole bunch of money. You know what I'm saying? 3, don't watch nobody else. Don't worry about what the other, the other gurus got. They saying they got this, they saying they got that, they showing pictures. Don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying? Make your $100, even if it's $2 a day, $25 a day. You know what I'm saying? $30 a day. Make your money, man, and be happy with that. You know what I'm saying? 4, don't chase the market. Trading every day, I from experience, I don't think you really should. You know what I'm saying? Unless you get to where you done perfected the skill so good to where you just know, soon when you get in the market, it's gold. You know what I'm saying? Some people may, but me, I don't think, for me, I don't think, which I'm not going to trade every day. You know what I'm saying? What I do in between time I trade and when I'm studying, I'm trying to perfect my skills. You know what I'm saying? I think that's very necessary. And then I think, like I said, the 5th one is knowing that, hey, you gonna lose, and then shoot, you lose, man, don't be disheartened. You know what I'm saying? Just know that, you'll get better, studying, analyzing, understanding, like I said, the price action of the stock, the way it's gonna move, it can, it will get better for you. You know what I'm saying? I would say 6 too, knowing how you are gonna feel. Yeah, you're gonna be going through it, man. Feeling like, dang, man, the stock going down, man. God dang, man, I'm my money. You know what I'm saying? Like your heart beating fast, you know what I'm saying, or whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? You will experience a certain level of stress. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with trade. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. But it's just the fact, if you get to where you can you can kind of get past that. You know what I'm saying? And just have a, more, I guess a better sense of knowing, you know what I'm saying, of it. You know what I'm saying? I would say that too, your intuition, like 7, if I, mentioning before, like, you got to have a sense of intuition to where you don't chase the market, but you have a sense of knowing, which was said, like I said, you, instead of trying to trade every day, like, man, have that sense of intuition, like, because which we all have minds, and our minds are connected in some type of way, which is not really talked about a lot. But when certain things are moving a certain way, you can pick up on that frequency. You know what I'm saying? And that's in nature, but that's also other aspects of life. With trade, you can kind of pick up on the frequency. Hey, man, the market, I got a sense the market gonna go up today, or I got a sense the market gonna go down today. You know what I'm saying? And same thing with the stock. Like, man, I think it's gonna pop, and eventually, like I said, you literally get to where you're trading, and you're trading based on that. You don't connect it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you can damn near connect it. With the market sentiment, damn near. You know what I'm saying? You know what's gonna happen, and it ended up happening. It didn't happen, like I said, it happened to me when I started kind of getting that sense of understanding. Same thing. I feel like it's gonna go up, stock go up. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. Feel like it's gonna go down, stock go down. But I'm more of an optimistic person. So I mainly trade calls. Sometimes I trade puts. I've done it before, but my main thing. Like I said, I trade calls. You know what I'm saying? Because I have an optimistic type mindset. Where I think the stock is gonna go up. But anyway, I'm gonna get up out here. I just want to say that. You know what I'm saying? Hope y'all like the video. Whatever. My camera dropped a few times, but anyway. Forgive me for that. Hopefully this didn't ruin the video too much. But I just want to get on here and say that. Hope y'all, hope y'all, if some of y'all are out there investing, y'all kind of get a positive, message from it, you know what I'm saying, and a positive understanding of it, whatever, and that, maybe help you with your, trading or whatever, if you are trading. But anyway, I'm gonna get up out here. Hope y'all out there doing good, living life for the love, happiness, y'all doing well. All right, y'all, till next time, love y'all. All right, y'all.
Fuck it, go ahead and blow off the dough. Step through the maze, man, and became amazing. About to rewrite history and change a page in a crooked book that never told us the true story. Like how we were kings and queens before the slave story, before the killing, stealing, and drug dealing on some real shit. We ran the world.